It's okay, Mason. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Right. Full time at St James's Park. Newcastle United 0, Crystal Palace 0. Newcastle win 3-2 on penalties. What can I say? We held out, played well for 90 minutes. Again, another one of those where you could sit there and say, well, if we'd have scored that, we might have won. Newcastle were third in the Premier League. They were always going to be a tough nut to crack. And we were a tough nut to crack for 90 minutes as well, hence why it went straight to penalties. Honestly though, Palace, what were them spot kicks? Honestly, you got a chance, right? You're playing Newcastle, they're third in the Premier League. You got a chance to cause a bit of a mini upset. What? Them penalties, Luka Milivojevic, what are you doing, mate? You're up against an England international who's probably going to be going to the World Cup. It's probably going to be announced tomorrow. And you look where you're going to shoot before you shoot, and it's a terrible height, terrible penalty, decent save by Pope, but it's routine. Do you know what I mean? It was just, we didn't put any effort in. Will Hughes converts his penalty. Joel Ward, surprisingly, converts his penalty. Another player that misses penalty, Jean-Philippe Mateta. What are you doing, mate? That was an awful, awful spot kick. Probably worse than Luka's. It was another terrible penalty. And then why are you giving the pressure penalty to the youngster? Malcolm Ebiowei, signed him from Derby County in the summer. Has only played about 10 minutes of football for us. He comes on in the second half against Newcastle, and then you put the pressure penalty on him. Of course he's going to miss. As soon as I saw it was him, why didn't you give, I don't know, Elise the penalty? Why didn't you give Ayew the penalty? Why didn't you give, who else was there? One of the defenders, Tompkins, like some of experience. Why are you letting the youngster take it? Up against a really good England international. It was just poor, poor decision making, poor finishing, and we deserved to go out. I'm not gonna lie. Since Palace have been in the Premier League, we've never made a Carabao Cup final. I think we're one of 6 current Premier League clubs that have never made a League Cup final. Been in the semi-final 4 times, most recently in 2011-2012 season, when we were in the Championship. Since we've been in the Premier League, the furthest we've been is the last 16. 3 times, losing to Middlesbrough, Bristol City and Manchester City. This was the 3rd round against Newcastle. No one was going into this expecting a win anyway. But at the end of the day, you should be able to look at them spot kicks and go, we've got an opportunity here. Newcastle kept fluffing their penalties up. You got Bruno Guimaraes thinking he's, what's his name? Jorginho with them flipping penalties, fucking hop, skip, jump and all that. Puts it over the bar. We had a chance and we've bottled it. We've bottled it. And, the competition's really opened up for littler clubs. Arsenal went out tonight against Brighton. Tottenham went out tonight against Nottingham Forest. I think Liverpool is still being held by Derby as we speak. Southampton going to penalties against Sheffield Wednesday. West Ham going to penalties against Blackburn. There were so many lower down. Chelsea went out tonight against Man City. So there were so many lower league clubs that were making it through, possibly. And we're not in it. It's such a big opportunity. I know the Carling Cup, EFL Cup, Carabao Cup, whatever you want to call it, it's not the best competition in England. Obviously, the FA Cup's a lot bigger and gives a lot more reward. But it's a trophy at the end of the day. You'd like to win it. And I've hardly seen Palace win anything since I've been supporting them. I'm really disappointed with that result. Just because if we'd have lost 2-0, 3-0, I'd have put on my hands up and gone, yeah, better team. But we had an opportunity there and we've bottled it. Given the pressure penalty to a youngster, I still don't get it. It reminds me of Manchester United against Middlesbrough last season when they gave the penalty to Elanga, the pressure penalty, and he skied it. Why? There's no point. You might as well just give it to a centre-back. Give it to Tompkins. Give it to, I don't know, Gahey, Mitchell. Maybe not Mitchell, but Gahey, Tompkins. Joel Ward had already taken one. Nathaniel Klein could have taken one. They might not be the best striker to the ball, but they've got experience under pressure. So they might have slotted it away against Nick Pope. Joel Ward did. It was a brilliant penalty. But, we did play well. And I hope it doesn't, Nottingham Forest now, since they beat Tottenham, are going to be full of confidence. If we finish with 22 points before Christmas, that will be a massive achievement. We could be up as far as 6th or 7th place if we beat Nottingham Forest on Saturday. But that is a much more bigger game than tonight. But it's just disappointing at the end of the day. I'm not. It's not a rant. You see my rants. Just a bit disappointed, you know. So I mean, end of the video here. I can't do player ratings. Couldn't watch the game. Couldn't get it anywhere. Couldn't find it. So yeah. So I'm gonna leave it there today, guys. Only 5.5 minutes long. Full time at St James's Park. We drew 0-0 again, just like we did in the Premier League in September. The only Premier League game that we did play in September was a 0-0 draw away at Newcastle. We got a 0-0 draw again. I said at school earlier, I said our tactic will literally be to play 5 at the back. We did that with Klein, Wards, Tompkins, Gay and Mitchell. Put them behind the ball. Put the 2 defensive midfielders behind the ball, Luka Milivojevic and Will Hughes, and sit back and hope for a 0-0 and beat them on pens. The first bit I got right. Second bit I got wrong due to just lack of brain, to be honest. Like I wouldn't put out Ebiowe in the spotlight. You know, it's not his fault. I don't really want people to be criticising him, and no one should really be over-dramatising this result. You know, playing 3rd in the Premier League, they're brilliant. We're still average, I'd say. We could have caused an upset tonight, but we didn't. And Newcastle will probably go on to go really far because of how good they are, depending on the draw they get tomorrow night. So there'll be no reaction to the draw on my Instagram because we're out. I might do predictions down the line and Carabao Cup on my TikTok if people will want that. But yeah, this video is 7 minutes long now, so I'm not going to keep you. Like, share and subscribe. My next video, the last Premier League video till Christmas, will be on Saturday when Palace take on Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. So like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.